This is the view you get from the Pilgrim Sands Hotel, which I'm standing right next to. It's a beautiful scenic walk to Plymouth Long Beach, just about 100 yards. And according to the hotel website, it's a sparkling backdrop for a wonderful vacation. TripAdvisor rates this hotel 4 out of 5 after 812 reviews. And now it's home to 57 illegal immigrants at Massachusetts taxpayer expense. And as I said, just a short walk away is Plymouth Beach. Here it is here. There's just me and a few seagulls on a Wednesday in October, but it is a beautiful place. You can walk your dog, you can go fishing, you can just get some rays. In the summertime, it is packed and people spend a lot of money, tourists from all over the country, to even stay at the Pilgrim Sands because of the access to the beach and the fantastic view and recreational opportunities right here on Plymouth Beach, adjacent to the Pilgrim Sands Hotel. Housing illegal aliens under the so-called right to shelter law, which we'll get to in a minute because there's actually no right to shelter in Massachusetts, is expected to cost $575 million this fiscal year. That's actually less than the cost of the tax package that was recently approved. The tax package is expected to cost the Commonwealth $561 million this fiscal year. Now the federal government is actually in town today and yesterday, let's see if you can see that there, to assess the situation, according to the Boston Herald. They're here to assess the situation. The thing is, this could all stop tomorrow and we wouldn't have to pay this extraordinary amount of money. Last year, the average cost to house a family in a hotel was $65,000 for an average stay of 14 months, or just over 14 months. And the state paid to house a single family of $471,000 in December of 2022. Pilgrim Sands is just right about there, a short walk. Number one, of course, we could close the border. And as I reported to you from Eagle Pass, Texas in August of 2022, the border is wide open. The border is wide open. And number two, we could repeal the right to shelter law, so-called. Unlike New York City, which is under a consent decree to provide housing to homeless folks in New York City, the Massachusetts law is completely and absolutely voluntary. There is no court order here in Massachusetts. It's just simply a law. But the state legislature acts as if they can't do anything, when in fact they could repeal the law, amend the law, or defund the law today if they wanted to. Unfortunately, the entire state of Massachusetts is dominated by the Democrat Party. All of the statewide officials, our two U.S. senators, our entire congressional delegation, and supermajorities in the Massachusetts House and the Massachusetts Senate prevent that, of course, from happening. When Massachusetts approved driver licenses for illegal immigrants just a short time ago, there are a number of amendments that would have made the license physically different than licenses issued to citizens, and or have notations on there that it was not eligible to provide identification so that you could register to vote. All of those amendments were defeated. So effectively, if you're an illegal immigrant and you have a driver's license here in Massachusetts, you can use that license to register to vote. And the town clerk is actually prohibited from coordinating with the Registry of Motor Vehicles to see if you're an actual citizen. Now, I get it. Living in a hotel with your family is not ideal. Anyone that's ever been on vacation after 4 or 5 days at a hotel, you're like, I'm all stocked up, let's go home. But this program was originally intended to help people get out of situations, for instance, domestic violence. Massachusetts citizens, in fact, Commonwealth Magazine just did a report detailing how domestic violence victims are now being squeezed out of the shelter system in favor of illegal immigrants. Now, the cost does not stop at the $575 million that the state is going to spend on this right to shelter program, which is clearly a magnet for people to come to both New York City and Massachusetts. let's talk about the school-age children that Massachusetts is obligated. There are 23 children at the Pilgrim Sands Motel. We're going to assume that most of them are school-age. They go to school, so that's an additional burden on the taxpayer here in Plymouth to educate those students, plus on the school system. We can assume that they don't speak English, so that's an extra lift for all of the teachers and the students in our school system, and this happens across the Commonwealth. Of course, this crisis is completely avoidable, but it's also completely by design. If the Massachusetts legislature and the governor wanted to change the right to shelter law, they could do that today. But of course, when you're bringing in 7 million people illegally into your country and you're expediting that process, as I witnessed myself at Eagle Pass last year, you're doing that on purpose, and the intent is to fundamentally change the country. The question is, what are we going to do about it? I'm John F. Gately. You can call me Jack. Have a great day.